Hey there, fellow coin lovers. Have you ever thought that a single penny could change your life? Well, today, I've got a story that might just have you digging through your couch cushions, old piggy banks, and pocket change like a madman. We're talking about the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one that's been valued at an astonishing $3 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single cent that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave you with plenty to spare. Now, before you start thinking, "Oh, come on, that's gotta be a myth," let me tell you, this is real. And today, I'm going to break down exactly what makes this penny so special, how you can spot one, and most importantly, how you might have one hiding in your collection. So, grab your magnifying glasses, because this is going to be one wild ride. Alright, let's start with a little history lesson. 2009 was a big year for the Lincoln penny. It marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln penny itself. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint released a series of special designs on the reverse of the penny, showing different stages of Lincoln's life. But here's where it gets interesting. In the midst of all this, a rare error coin was accidentally released into circulation. And it's this error coin, the one with no mint mark, that has collectors and investors willing to pay millions for the right specimen. What makes this coin worth $3 million? Now, not every 2009 penny is going to make you a millionaire, so let's talk about what makes this particular one so valuable. Most 2009 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, meaning they should have a PD or S mint mark. But this rare error coin has no mint mark at all, making it a true anomaly. Some of these pennies were mistakenly struck on the wrong type of metal, making them different in weight and color. If you got one that feels off compared to a regular penny, it might just be a jackpot coin. Coins graded MS-67 or higher, meaning they're nearly flawless, fetch the highest prices at auctions. If your penny has sharp details and a shiny, clean surface, you could be sitting on a fortune. Collector demand. The demand for error coins and rare varieties has skyrocketed, with collectors and investors competing to own the rarest pieces. And when demand is high, so are the prices. So, you're probably wondering, how do I check my pennies? Flip your 2009 penny over and check under the date. If there's no PD or S, you might have something special. A normal penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, it could be a rare error. If your penny looks slightly different from regular ones, maybe a bit more golden or silvery, it could be a wrong planchet error. Use a magnifying glass. Look closely at Lincoln's features, the lettering and the edges. Any unusual doubling or extra markings could increase its value even more. Is it really worth $3 million? Now, let's talk numbers. The highest recorded sale of a 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny hit a jaw-dropping $3 million at auction. But even if yours isn't the million-dollar coin, similar rare 2009 pennies have sold for tens of thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, if you find a flawless, no-mint mark, rare strike 2009 penny, you're looking at a serious payday. Even lower-graded versions can still fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000, depending on condition and rarity. If you think you've got a valuable 2009 Lincoln penny, don't rush to spend it just yet. Cleaning a coin can actually lower its value. Leave it as is. Make sure the weight and diameter match known error varieties. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and give it a grade, which determines its market value. If it's a rare one, consider selling it at a high-end auction where collectors and investors bid top dollar. You're holding onto a tiny penny that's worth more than most houses. That's the magic of coin collecting. The next time you get change at the store or dig through an old coin jar, take a second look. Because who knows? That little 2009 penny in your pocket might just be the key to your fortune. So what are you waiting for? Go check your coins, and if you find something special, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because I've got more crazy coin finds coming your way. Imagine this, you're digging through your pocket change, and suddenly, you find an old 1976 Lincoln penny. Feels like just another common coin, right? But what if I told you that one of these pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? That's right. A simple 1-cent coin that could change your life overnight. Today, we're diving deep into the 1976 Lincoln penny. What makes it special? How can you tell if you have one of these rare gems? And most importantly, how much is your penny really worth? Stick around because you won't want to miss a single detail. This might be the most valuable video you'll ever watch. This penny was minted in Denver, which is what the D mint mark stands for. 1976 was a big year in American history. It was the bicentennial, celebrating 200 years of the United States. But while everyone was focused on the special bicentennial quarters and half dollars, something unusual happened with the pennies. Most of these were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, but some rare errors and unusual variations have turned an ordinary penny into a fortune. Here's where things get exciting. The reason this particular penny sold for over $1 million is because of a rare minting error. And let me tell you, not all 1976 pennies are worth a fortune. Only the rare error coins hold that massive value. The double die obverse (DDO) error. A double die error happens when the coin is struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the design. On a 1976 penny, the doubling is often seen on Lincoln's eye, nose, and the lettering on the front of the coin. If you spot this, congratulations, you might be holding onto a jackpot. Sometimes, the coin blank shifts during striking, leaving part of the design missing or pushed to one side. A 1976 penny with an extreme off-center strike, 50% or more, and a clear date/mint mark can be worth thousands. Now, this is the holy grail of errors. Some 1976 pennies were accidentally struck on silver planchets meant for dimes or bicentennial quarters. These pennies look slightly different. They have a silver sheen and weigh less than a normal penny. If you suspect your penny might be on the wrong metal, get it weighed. A professional grading service can confirm if you've got one of these $1 million rarities. Even if you don't have the $1 million coin, don't get discouraged. A flawless, shiny penny with no wear can sell for $50 to $500. Depending on severity, these can bring in $1,000 to $10,000. Expect anywhere from $500 to $5,000. Copper-toned or wood grain pattern pennies. Some collectors love these unique toning effects, paying $50 to $200. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where can you sell these coins for top dollar? Where to sell your 1976 Lincoln penny? If you think you have a valuable penny, here's what to do next. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can officially grade and authenticate your coin, which increases its value. Major auction sites like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections have sold rare pennies for massive sums. If you have a lower value rare penny, listing it on eBay with clear photos can attract serious buyers. Sometimes, the best deals are right in your hometown. Coin dealers can evaluate your penny and offer competitive prices. The incredible story of the 1976 Lincoln penny that sold for $1.1 million. Could you have one sitting in your piggy bank right now? There's only one way to find out. Start checking your pennies today. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video on hidden coin treasures. Drop a comment below. Have you ever found a valuable penny? Let's talk about it. Hey there, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that's worth $1.2 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's not a myth. There's a rare 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny out there, and it could make you a millionaire overnight. In this video, I'll break down exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot one in your collection, and what kind of prices collectors are paying for similar rare finds. So grab your change jar, and let's dive into the exciting world of coin hunting. Let's start with the basics. Most 1991 pennies were minted at either Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, or San Francisco, S for proofs. But what makes a 1991 no mint mark penny special enough to be worth over $1 million? The answer lies in a minting error, but not just any error. We're talking about a rare die variety or striking mistake that makes this coin ultra valuable. Some experts believe this specific penny is a mint anomaly, meaning it wasn't supposed to exist at all. But not just any no mint mark. A regular 1991 penny from the Philadelphia Mint doesn't have a mint mark. But the rare $1 million version shows clear signs of a proof coin struck without a mint mark. This is where it gets interesting. This rare penny has a sharp, well-struck design with a brilliant proof-like surface. Regular pennies look dull and worn from circulation, but this one has a crisp, mirror-like shine. Look at Lincoln's bust. The details on a proof strike are sharper, and the lettering is crisp and bold. If your 1991 penny has these qualities, you might be looking at a serious jackpot. A normal 1991 penny should weigh 2.5 grams and be made of zinc with a copper coating. But error coins can sometimes be struck on the wrong planchet, making them weigh slightly more or less. If you have a digital scale, it's worth checking. So, where does the $1.2 million price tag come from? A few years ago, a rare 1991 no mint mark penny with these exact proof-like characteristics was discovered and later sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. This wasn't just any penny. It was a one-of-a-kind error that slipped through the mint's quality control. Coin collectors and auction houses went crazy over this piece, and serious numismatists were willing to pay top dollar to own it. The fact that it was the only known example of its kind drove the price through the roof. If you think you have a 1991 penny that matches these characteristics, here's what to do. Check it under a magnifying glass or loupe. Look for those deep, mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. Weigh it on a digital scale. Any weight variation could be a clue to a rare error. A service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, can authenticate your penny and tell you its true value. Consult a coin expert or auction house. If your coin checks all the right boxes, you may want to reach out to a top auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. They specialize in selling rare coins to high-end collectors. Other 1991 penny errors worth money. Even if you don't have the exact $1 million penny, other rare 1991 penny errors can still be worth good money. Keep an eye out for some 1991 pennies were struck off-center, making them valuable to collectors. Look for doubled lettering on Liberty or In God We Trust. Some 1991 pennies were accidentally struck on foreign coin blanks or even older bronze planchets, making them worth thousands. Why you should check your change. Most people don't give pennies a second thought, but history has proven that rare coins can show up anywhere, in your pocket, at the grocery store, or even in your old piggy bank. Just last year, a collector found a valuable error penny in a Coinstar machine at a supermarket. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. The key is to always check your coins before spending them. That little piece of copper in your pocket could be your retirement plan in disguise. So, do you have a 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1.2 million? It's time to find out. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips and valuable discoveries. And don't forget to share this with a friend. you never know, they might have the $1,000,000 penny sitting in their loose change. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Who knows? You might be the next lucky collector to strike gold with a simple penny. We're diving into a coin that could change your life. A simple 1977 Lincoln penny with an mint mark that's now worth a jaw-dropping $1.30 million. That's right, folks. A penny you might have in your pocket change or old coin jar could be worth a fortune. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's talk about how to spot one, what makes it so valuable, and why collectors are going absolutely crazy over this rare beauty. Now, most of us walk past pennies without giving them a second thought. But did you know that in 1977, the U.S. Mint accidentally created one of the most valuable error coins in history? Back then, the Philadelphia Mint produced pennies without a mint mark, which wasn't unusual. But here's the kicker. Some of these pennies were struck on experimental planchets, using different metal compositions that weren't meant for circulation. These unique pennies somehow slipped through quality control and ended up in the hands of the public. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so it's a 1977 penny without a mint mark. What's the big deal? Well, my friend, the big deal is that this particular penny is unlike any other. The rarest 1977 no-mint mark pennies were struck on pure copper planchets, while regular 1977 pennies are 95% copper and 5% zinc. A normal 1977 penny weighs 3.11 grams, but the rare one can be slightly lighter or heavier due to the experimental composition. Because of the unique metal mixture, some of these pennies have a brighter, shinier, almost golden tone compared to standard copper cents. Sharp strike and uncirculated condition. The $1.3 million penny found was in near perfect condition, graded as MS67 Plus by PCGS, which is extremely rare for a coin that's been in circulation. How do you check if you have one of these $1 million pennies? Look for a 1977 Lincoln penny with an mint mark. This means it was struck in Philadelphia. If you have a coin scale, check if it's slightly off from the standard 3.11 grams. If it looks shinier or different from a regular copper penny, you might be onto something. Take it to a professional grader. If you think you have a special one, send it to PCGS or NGC for verification. Now, let's talk money. Over the past few years, high-grade 1977 pennies have been fetching thousands at auctions. But the Holy Grail sold for $1.3 million at a private sale. Even if you don't have the $1 million version, other high-grade 1977 pennies have sold for $5,000 for well-preserved examples, with errors. Even a circulated one with small errors can be worth hundreds. Imagine finding a simple penny in your pocket that turns out to be worth a brand new house or a luxury car. It sounds like a dream. But these finds happen more often than you think. I remember one of my viewers telling me they almost spent a rare penny at a gas station before checking their change. Turns out, it was a high-value error coin worth over $15,000. So before you toss your spare change into a jar or spend it on coffee, take a second look. You never know what kind of hidden treasure might be sitting right under your nose. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could make you rich, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And hey, if you've ever found a rare penny or think you might have one, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. We're diving deep into the world of the 1968 Lincoln penny, a coin that, at first glance, might seem ordinary but holds a fascinating story for collectors and history buffs alike. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collecting journey, this episode will shed light on the nuances that make certain 1968 pennies stand out, and why some have fetched impressive sums at auctions. In 1968, the United States Mint produced over 2.8 billion Lincoln pennies at the Denver facility, denoted by the D Mint mark. These coins were part of the ongoing Lincoln Memorial Series, which began in 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ear reverse design. Composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, each penny weighs about 3.11 grams. While the vast majority of these pennies are common, certain factors can elevate their value. The state of preservation plays a crucial role. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better conditions. For instance, a 1968 penny in average circulated condition might be worth its face value, but those in mint state (MS) conditions, especially MS 67 or higher, can be significantly more valuable. Color designation. Copper coins like the 1968 penny can tone over time, affecting their color designation. Displays 95% or more of its original red luster. Shows a mix of red luster and brown toning. Fully toned to a brown color. Red designated coins are often more sought after by collectors and can command higher prices. Unique characteristics arising from the minting process can make a coin rare. For example, a 1968 penny with a double die obverse (DDO) error, where the design elements appear doubled, is considered rare and valuable. These are pennies that have been used in everyday transactions. Typically, a circulated 1968 penny holds minimal value beyond its face or melt value, which is approximately 2.3 cents due to its copper content. Coins that have never entered circulation and remain in pristine condition are more valuable. For instance, a 1968 penny graded MS 67RD by the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) fetched $2,300 at an auction in 2008. Coins with minting errors are particularly prized. A 1968 penny exhibiting a double die obverse error is listed on eBay for $1,500, highlighting the premium collectors are willing to pay for such anomalies. There's been buzz about a 1968 Lincoln penny valued at $1.4 million. However, upon thorough research, there's no credible record of any 1968 penny achieving such a staggering price. It's essential to approach such claims with skepticism and rely on verified auction results and expert appraisals. To provide context on high-value pennies, consider the 1943 bronze Lincoln penny. During World War II, most pennies were minted using zinc-coated steel to conserve copper. However, a few bronze planchets from 1942 were mistakenly used in 1943, resulting in extremely rare coins. One such penny sold for $1 million, underscoring how minting errors can exponentially increase a coin's value. If you're intrigued by the potential value of your coins, here are some steps to guide you. Familiarize yourself with coin grading standards and the specific attributes that enhance a coin's value. Use tools like magnifying glasses to detect errors or unique features. Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. Engage with local coin dealers or numismatic societies for professional evaluations. They can provide insights into your coin's condition and potential value. Regularly monitor auction results and market trends to understand which coins are in demand. The 1968 Lincoln penny serves as a testament to the rich tapestry of numismatics, where history, artistry, and chance converge. While most of these pennies might be common, those in exceptional condition or bearing unique errors can be valuable additions to any collection. Remember, the true worth of a coin isn't just in its market value but also in the stories it tells and the joy it brings to its collector. Thank you for joining us on this numismatic journey. If you have any 1968 pennies or other coins you'd like to know more about, feel free to share in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin collecting insights. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket that could be worth $1.5 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, for one lucky coin collector, that dream became reality with a 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. And the crazy part? You might have one sitting in your coin jar right now. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of this ultra-rare penny. We'll uncover why it's worth a fortune, how to spot one, and what to do if you think you've got one. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's go treasure hunting. A few years ago, a man in his 60s, just your regular guy who liked collecting coins as a hobby, came across a 1971 penny that looked different. He had no idea what he had at first. It was just another old penny in a coffee can full of spare change, but something told him to take a closer look. He took it to a local coin shop, and when they saw it, their jaws dropped. That little copper coin was no ordinary penny. It was one of the rarest in existence. And after authentication, it went up for auction, fetching a jaw-dropping $1.50 million. Now, let's break down exactly why this penny is so valuable and how you can identify one. Most 1971 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Normally, Philadelphia pennies from that era don't have a mint mark. So why is this one special? The answer lies in a rare minting error and a mix-up with the coin dies. Some 1971 pennies, particularly the ones without a mint mark, were struck with a doubled image. This means you'll see clear doubling in Liberty, in God we trust. And the date, 1971. If you notice bold, distinct doubling, you could be looking at something extremely rare. The most valuable 1971 pennies are those in pristine condition, graded MS67 or higher. These are nearly flawless, with a strong, crisp strike and minimal marks. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Some 1971 pennies were accidentally struck on a brass or silver planchet instead of the standard copper one. These error coins are incredibly scarce and highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk numbers. A typical 1971 penny in circulated condition. Only worth face value. 1 cent. A well-preserved double die obverse DDO variety, anywhere from $100 to $3,000. $5,000 to $12,000. And a true one-of-a-kind error penny, like the $1.5 million specimen? That's the jackpot. The big money comes when a serious collector or auction house gets involved. Rare, well-preserved error pennies are like fine art, worth whatever someone is willing to pay. And in this case, that someone paid over $1 million. All right, so now you're wondering, do I have a valuable 1971 penny? Look for the doubling effect. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect. Liberty, in God we trust. And the date. If you see bold doubling, you might be onto something. Check the color and metal. If your 1971 penny looks brighter, heavier, or has a different color than a regular penny, it could be a wrong planchet error. Weigh it. If it's not the usual 3.11 grams, it's worth investigating. Condition matters. The better shape your penny is in, the more it's worth. Coins with sharp details and minimal wear get the highest prices. Get it authenticated. If you think you have a rare variety, don't try to sell it blindly. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They'll verify it and give it an official grade. So, let's say you check your old pennies, and BM, you think you have a rare 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny. What's next? Don't clean it. Seriously, cleaning a coin can lower its value. Just keep it safe in a coin holder. Get a second opinion. Take it to a local coin shop or a professional grading service to confirm what you've got. Auction it or sell to a collector. If it's the real deal, auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers could help you get top dollar. Closing thoughts and call to action. The next time you get change back from the store, don't just toss those pennies aside. A single 1971 Lincoln penny turned into a millionaire's dream. Yours could be next. So, go check your old jars, piggy banks, and pocket change. You might be sitting on a fortune. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that could make you a millionaire. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened with a rare 1964 Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. How in the world can a simple penny be worth that much? Well, my friend, grab your coffee, sit back, and let's dive into this incredible story. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Jim, has been collecting coins for years. He's always on the hunt for rare finds, going through rolls of pennies like a detective. One day, he called me up, sounding more excited than a kid on Christmas morning. "You won't believe this," he said. "I think I found something big." Turns out, he had stumbled upon a rare 1964 penny, and he was about to change his life forever. So, what made this particular penny worth a fortune? And more importantly, could you have one hiding in your collection? Let's break it down. Before we talk about why this penny is so valuable, let's go back to 1964. The Lincoln penny had been in circulation since 1909, featuring Honest Abe on the front. But in '64, the Denver Mint struck billions of these coins. So why is one of them worth over $1 million? Here's where things get interesting. That year, the U.S. Mint was in a rush. They were dealing with a coin shortage, and in all the chaos, a handful of error coins were produced, some with special characteristics that make them insanely rare today. What exactly makes the 1964 penny worth a life-changing fortune? Most 1964 pennies were made of 95% copper, but a few were struck on the wrong planchet, possibly a leftover from a silver coin or an experimental alloy. These error coins are extremely rare. If you have one, you're sitting on a gold mine. Ever seen a coin where the letters or numbers look doubled? That's called a double die error, and collectors go crazy for them. Some 1964 pennies have this error, especially on the date and the word Liberty. If yours does, congratulations, it just got a whole lot more valuable. Coin collectors categorize pennies into 3 color grades: brown, red-brown, and full red. A 1964 penny with a bright, original red luster can be worth thousands, but if it also has one of the errors I mentioned, that's where the $1 million magic happens. Proof strikes and Special Mint Set (SMS) variants. A small batch of Special Mint Set (SMS) 1964 pennies were struck with sharper details and a satin-like finish. These were never meant for circulation, and only a handful are known to exist. If you've got one of these, you're looking at serious money. Let's talk numbers. You want to know how much these 1964 pennies are going for, right? A regular 1964 penny in circulated condition? Worth about 1 to 10 cents. Sorry, no jackpot there. A red uncirculated 1964 penny can fetch $50 to $500. A double die error penny? Worth anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 depending on condition. A Special Mint Set (SMS) 1964 penny? Easily worth $50,000 to $200,000 at auction. The experimental or error-struck 1964 penny. One sold for a staggering $1.60 million. Now, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions looking for change, let me tell you how to check if you've got a valuable one. It should have a small D below the date. If it does, you're in the game. Grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the date and lettering. If you see doubling, you might have a winner. A bright, original red penny is worth more than a dull brown one. A regular 1964 penny weighs 3.11 grams, but if yours is lighter or heavier, you could have a rare planchet error. The best way to know for sure is to send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. If you think you've got a rare 1964D penny, cleaning a coin can destroy its value. Instead, put it in a protective holder and get it authenticated by a grading service. Then, you can either sell it at auction or hold onto it as an investment. Alright, my friends, now it's your turn. Go check your pennies. You never know, you might be sitting on a small fortune. And if you find something interesting, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard me right. Imagine going through your old coffee can of pennies and suddenly realizing you're holding a fortune. Sounds too good to be true? Stick around because I'm about to break down exactly why this little copper coin is making big headlines. Now, before you run to your coin jar, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, a man just like you, let's call him Joe, was sorting through his late father's coin collection. He had no idea what he was looking for, but he figured he'd check a few prices online. And boom, he found something special. That old, dusty penny turned out to be one of the rarest errors in U.S. coin history. He thought, "No way, this has to be fake." But when he had it authenticated, that 1-cent coin turned into a life-changing jackpot. What made that penny worth over $1 million? Let's get into it. Now, most 1970D pennies are just regular pocket change. Millions were minted. But there's a rare version out there that collectors will pay an insane amount for. The key here? A rare and dramatic minting error. This ultra-valuable 1970D penny is a double die obverse error. That means the design on the front of the coin, Lincoln's face, the date, and Liberty, has been accidentally stamped twice, slightly off-center. This doubling effect is what collectors go crazy for. If the numbers look blurry or doubled, that's your first clue. If the letters are slightly doubled, you might be onto something big. The best way to be sure? Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Now, here's the deal. Most 1970D double die pennies sell for a few hundred or maybe a couple $1,000. So what makes one of them worth $1.6 million? Only a handful of these extreme double die errors exist. If your penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, its value skyrockets. High-end collectors are always willing to pay a premium for unique, error coins in top shape. A few years ago, one of these pennies in nearly perfect condition hit an auction, and the bidding war was insane. The final price? A jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Even if you don't find the $1 million one, there are still 1970D pennies worth serious money. These can sell for $500 to $3,000 depending on condition. If you have a small date version from the San Francisco Mint, some have sold for over $10,000. A 1970D penny in mint condition, without errors, can still fetch $50 to $100. Alright, so you've got some 1970D pennies sitting around. What should you do next? Look for doubling on the date and Liberty. Search for verified examples of the 1970D double die penny. If you think you have something special, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. See what similar pennies have sold for to get an idea of its value. If you do find a rare 1970D penny, you don't just want to toss it up on eBay and hope for the best. Here's where to go for top dollar. Major coin auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers certified coin dealers who specialize in rare errors. Remember, if you've got a penny that could be worth thousands, or even $1 million, get it professionally graded before selling. So what are you waiting for? Go grab that jar of pennies, check your old collections, and start hunting for the legendary 1970D double die penny. If you find one, You might just be the next lucky person holding a $1.6 million coin. And hey, if you love learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. Who knows? The next big discovery could be yours. Have you ever come across an old penny in your change and thought, "Nah, it's just a penny, not worth my time"? Well, you might want to start looking a little closer because today, we're talking about a 1976 Lincoln penny with an mint mark that has turned heads in the coin collecting world. One recently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.70 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that could be hiding in your pocket, in your couch cushions, or even in that old jar of change on your dresser could be worth life-changing money. So, grab your magnifying glass and stay with me because, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to determine if you have one of these rare and valuable coins. Now, let's talk about why this particular penny is causing such a buzz. The 1976 Lincoln penny was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, which typically has no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, S mint mark for proof coins. Most of these are just regular pennies, but a rare error variety of the no mint mark penny has collectors shelling out massive amounts of money. The key to its value lies in rare minting errors, high-grade conditions, and unusual variations that make it extremely desirable. So, how did a simple 1976 Lincoln penny end up selling for $1.70 million? It all started when a collector discovered an unusual variation of the 1976 penny. This particular coin had an extremely rare error, an off-metal strike on a pure copper planchet from an earlier era. That's right. While most 1976 pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, this one was struck on an experimental planchet that never should have been used. When it was graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, it received an extremely high grade due to its perfect condition. And when it hit the auction block, collectors went crazy bidding on it, with one deep-pocketed buyer paying $1.7 million to own this piece of history. Let's get to the most important part. How do you know if you have one of these high-value pennies? Check below Lincoln's portrait. If your 1976 penny has a D or S mint mark, it's from Denver or San Francisco. But if there's no mint mark, it came from Philadelphia, which is what we're focusing on today. If your penny has a different weight or metal composition than normal, it could be struck on an experimental planchet like the $1 million coin. Look closely at the lettering and date for any signs of doubling. Some 1976 pennies were struck off-center, making them highly collectible. A standard 1976 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours weighs differently, especially if it's heavier or lighter, it might be an error coin. Use a jewelry scale to check the weight accurately. Condition is everything in coin collecting. If your penny is in near perfect condition, it could be worth a lot more. Coins graded MS67 or higher are incredibly valuable. Even if you don't have the $1.7 million penny, some other 1976 pennies are worth serious cash. Can sell for $2,000 to $5,000 at auction. Depending on the severity of the error, it can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. Coins with 50% off-center errors have sold for $1,000 or more. Where to sell your rare pennies? If you think you've found a valuable 1976 penny, don't just spend it. Take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Websites like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or Great Collections are great places to sell high-value coins. Join a coin collecting community. Connect with collectors on forums and social media to get expert opinions on your find. So, my friends, check your change. That little 1976 penny could be worth a fortune. And even if you don't find the $1.7 million version, there are still plenty of valuable 1976 pennies out there just waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin hunting tips, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on a valuable find. And if you have any rare coins in your collection, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Imagine checking your pocket change and finding a simple 2006 Lincoln penny, only to realize it's worth nearly $2 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But one rare version of the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has sent collectors into a frenzy. Today, we're diving deep into this coin, why it's so valuable, and how you can spot one hiding in your collection. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you might just be running to check your old coins. First, let's get the basics down. The 2006 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the catch. Pennies struck in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark. They're just regular, everyday pennies, or so you think. Most of these pennies are worth only face value, maybe a couple of cents in worn condition. But there's one super rare error that has turned an ordinary 2006 penny into a jaw-dropping collector's treasure worth nearly $1.90 million. So, why would anyone pay nearly $2 million for a penny? It all comes down to an extremely rare minting error. This isn't just any mistake, this is the kind of error that collectors dream about. This means the front of the coin was struck twice, creating noticeable doubling on Lincoln's face, his eye, and the inscriptions. Check. In God we trust. And Liberty for doubling. Some of these rare pennies were struck way off center, meaning the design is shifted, making them unique. The biggest reason for the $1.9 million price tag. Some 2006 pennies were accidentally struck on a foreign or experimental planchet, possibly silver or aluminum instead of copper-plated zinc. If you have a 2006 penny that looks different in color or weight, get it checked immediately. How do you know if you're sitting on a small fortune? Grab a magnifying glass and check Lincoln's face and the lettering. If anything looks like it has a shadow or a double image, you might have something special. A normal 2006 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, it could have been struck on the wrong metal. Does your penny look silver or a strange color compared to regular pennies? That could be a big clue. Run your finger along the edge. If it feels smooth when it should be ridged, that's another sign of an error. Regular pennies aren't magnetic. If yours sticks to a magnet, you may have an unusual metal composition. Current market prices now, let's talk numbers. If you have a regular 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it's probably worth just a few cents. But if you have one with an error, here's what you could be looking at. Wrong planchet error, silver or aluminum. If you think you found a valuable 2006 penny, don't just throw it up on eBay for a few bucks. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC for grading. This will give it an official rating and help you get the best price. Major coins sell at auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These places bring in serious collectors. If you need a quick appraisal, visit a trusted coin dealer. They might offer you less than websites like eBay and Etsy of coin collectors searching for rare finds daily. Just be sure you know your coin's value before listing it. Check your change. The idea of a 2006 Lincoln penny being worth $1.9 million might sound crazy, but it's real. The key is knowing what to look for and how to authenticate your find. You never know. One simple penny in your pocket could change your life. So, go check your old jars, your coin collection, even that pile of pennies in your car's cup holder. If you find one of these rare gems, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. We dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have a jaw-dropping story that might just make you want to dump out your piggy bank, flip over your couch cushions, and dig through that old jar of pennies. Because, folks, we're talking about a 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth an astonishing $2.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, something we've all probably ignored, stepped over, or tossed into a tip jar, could be life-changing money. Now, before you start frantically checking every 1975 penny you've ever come across, let's break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and what makes it special in today's coin market. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Alright, let's set the scene. The year is 1975. Gas is cheap, bell-bottoms are still in style, and Jaws just scared the daylights out of people in theaters. And while all that was happening, the US Mint was cranking out millions of pennies. Now, normally, a 1975 penny isn't anything special. In fact, if you have a regular one, it's probably only worth a few cents. There's a rare error penny from 1975 that has no mint mark, and it's worth millions. You see, pennies minted in Philadelphia usually don't have a mint mark. That's normal. But this particular no mint mark 1975 penny is different. It's an entirely unique error that slipped through quality control, making it one of the rarest Lincoln pennies ever discovered. And that's why collectors are going nuts over it. How to identify the $2.1 million 1975 no mint mark penny now? I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have the golden ticket of pennies? Most 1975 pennies without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. That's normal. But the $2.1 million version was actually supposed to have a mint mark, but it was never stamped. This means it could have been a San Francisco or Denver penny that somehow lost its mint mark. This rare 1975 penny isn't just missing a mint mark, it also has some other striking errors that make it incredibly unique. Collectors believe it might have been struck on the wrong type of planchet or pressed with an improperly prepared die, leading to distinct characteristics. Now, even if you find a 1975 penny with no mint mark, it won't be worth millions unless it's in top condition. The record-breaking penny was graded MS67 Plus RD by PCGS. That means it was almost perfect, with no major scratches, discoloration, or wear. If your penny has been through vending machines, pockets, and years of abuse, it won't fetch millions, but it could still be worth a decent chunk of change. What's the actual market value of this rare penny? The most valuable 1975 no mint mark penny was recently sold at auction for a whopping $2.1 million. But that's the absolute top-tier example. Worth a few cents to a few dollars, worth hundreds to thousands, potentially worth millions. So, if you find one in top condition, you could be looking at life-changing money. Why on earth would someone pay millions for a penny? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and collector demand. As of now, there's only one verified $2.1 million 1975 no mint mark penny with these error characteristics. That makes it one of a kind. Wealthy collectors love owning the rarest coins, and they're willing to pay big bucks to have something no one else has. This penny represents a major minting error, and errors from the 1970s are highly sought after. Could you be holding a fortune? Here's what to do. Alright, so now that you know this rare penny exists, what should you do next? Start by going through your change, old coin collections, and any penny jars you have lying around. Look for a 1975 penny with no mint mark and compare it to what we've talked about. If you think you've found something special, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify it and tell you exactly what it's worth. If your penny is the real deal, auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers can help you get the highest possible price for it. Is this the rarest penny ever? The 1975 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that proves rare coins are still out there waiting to be found. So, before you spend another penny, check your change. That little copper coin in your pocket might just make you a millionaire. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another coin collecting secret. We dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Today, we're focusing on a specific gem, the 1960 Lincoln penny. You might be surprised to learn that some of these seemingly ordinary coins can be worth a fortune. In fact, there's buzz about certain pennies fetching up to $2.2 million. So what makes these coins so valuable? In 1960, the United States Mint introduced two distinct varieties of the Lincoln cent, the large date and the small date. This was true for both the Philadelphia No Mint Mark and Denver D Mint Mark mints. The Denver Mint produced a substantial number of these pennies, with a total mintage of approximately 1.58 billion coins. Distinguishing between the large date and small date varieties is crucial for collectors. The numerals, especially the 6 and 0, appear taller and the 0 is more oval-shaped. The numerals are shorter, and the 0 is more circular. Additionally, the top of the 1 aligns closely with the top of the 9. For a visual comparison, you can refer to resources like USA Coin Book, which provides clear images highlighting these differences. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1960 pennies is the D/D mint mark, also known as a repunched mint mark (RPM). This error occurred when the D mint mark was stamped more than once, slightly misaligned. The most notable variety is the small date over large date (D/D), where the small date impression overlaps a faint large date. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to perfect mint state MS70. Higher grade coins, especially those with a red RD luster, are more valuable. For instance, a 1960 penny in MS67 RD condition can fetch around $280. Coins with notable errors, like the D/D mint mark, can significantly increase in value. While typical D/D errors might be valued modestly, unique combinations or exceptionally high-grade specimens can command higher prices. Regarding the $2.2 million valuation, it's essential to approach such figures with caution. While rare coins can indeed reach astronomical prices, these are typically reserved for coins with extreme historical significance, unique errors, or those in impeccable condition. As of now, there isn't documented evidence of a 1960 penny selling for $2.2 million. However, the coin market is dynamic, and exceptional discoveries can always change the landscape. Generally, lower mintage numbers can lead to higher values. However, despite the high mintage of the 1960 penny, specific varieties and errors can still be valuable. Coins are graded based on their wear and appearance. Uncirculated coins with no signs of wear are more valuable than those that have been in circulation. Copper coins like the Lincoln penny are categorized based on their color: brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red, RD. Red coins, which retain their original mint luster, are the most sought after. The popularity of certain coins among collectors can drive up prices. The 1960 penny, with its varieties and errors, has a steady demand in the numismatic community. The 1960 Lincoln penny is a testament to the intricate and captivating world of coin collecting. While not every penny in your pocket is worth millions, understanding the nuances, like date varieties and mint mark errors, can lead to exciting discoveries. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, always keep an eye out for these details. Who knows? You might just stumble upon a hidden treasure. Thank you for joining us in this exploration. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to leave a comment below. We're diving into a wild story, one that could put $1 million in your pocket. We're talking about the 2013 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny, and why some of these little copper coins are making collectors lose their minds. That's not even old. How can a penny from just over a decade ago be worth $1 million. Well, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to find these rare pennies, and whether you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. But before we get into it, do me a favor. If you love talking about coins, rare finds, and making money from your pocket change, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss my next video, because we are always uncovering hidden treasures. So here's the deal. In 2013, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies. Most of them were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with mint marks P, D, and S respectively. But what about the ones with no mint mark? Well, if you've got a penny from 2013 with no mint mark, you might be thinking, "Oh, it's just from Philadelphia, nothing special." And in most cases, you'd be right. But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these pennies have insane errors that make them worth big money. I'm talking die breaks, off-center strikes, double dies, and even experimental planchets that have collectors throwing down crazy amounts of cash to own one. The $1 million 2013 no mint mark penny. What makes it special? Now, let's talk about the big one, the holy grail of 2013 pennies. The one that sold for nearly $1 million. This particular penny was a one-of-a-kind mint error that defied all logic. It was struck on the wrong planchet, meaning it wasn't even supposed to exist in the first place. But somehow, it made its way into circulation, and years later, a lucky collector found it in their pocket change. Experts examined the coin and confirmed that it was a major mint error, possibly struck on an experimental metal mix. The rarity, combined with its perfect condition and historical significance, drove the price sky-high at auction. How to identify a rare 2013 no mint mark penny? So, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these valuable pennies? The biggest moneymakers are the ones with serious mistakes. Double dies, off-center strikes, missing letters, or unusual metal composition could mean big bucks. A normal 2013 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours is significantly heavier or lighter, it could be on the wrong planchet. Look for a smooth edge or misalignment. Coins that weren't struck properly can be extremely valuable. Even if you have a rare error, the better shape your coin is in, the more valuable it will be. A high-grade error penny could be worth thousands, while a worn-out one might only be worth a few bucks. Even if you don't have the $1 million penny, don't worry. There are still plenty of valuable 2013 pennies out there. Some of the most sought-after include some 2013 no mint mark pennies show doubling on Lincoln's face, the lettering or the date. These can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars. If your penny looks like it was printed halfway off the coin, you could be looking at a value of $50 to $500. These occur when the minting die breaks, leaving raised lines or blobs on the coin. Some collectors pay big money for these unique imperfections. Uncirculated rolls. If you have a full roll of uncirculated 2013 pennies, they could be worth a nice chunk of change over time. Where to look for rare 2013 pennies? You might be wondering, where the heck do you find these coins? This is where some of the rarest coins are hiding. Go to your bank and ask for rolls of pennies. You never know what you'll find. Some people don't even realize what they're selling, and you could score a rare penny for just a few cents. If you're serious about collecting, checking eBay, heritage auctions, and other online marketplaces can be a goldmine. Could you have $1 million penny? At the end of the day, it pays to check your change. That little 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny sitting in your pocket right now. It might just be worth a fortune. Go through your pennies, look for errors, and don't overlook the small details. You never know when you might be holding a life-changing coin. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins.